We are going to be talking about how to create a core values driven practice. I can't wait to get into this. Hold on one sec. All right, here we go. So, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. And I hope that this week is going to be magical for all of you. And today we're going to be talking about, this is really important, how to create a core values driven practice. So when I remember very clearly when I had a practice member come in, and this is a person in my community. Everybody knows who this person is because he owns a major chain of stores in our area. And he came to see me for chiropractic care. This is maybe 15 years ago, and I still remember it. And we were chatting in his initial consultation just to get to know each other. And he started talking to me about his core values. And this was at a time that I was like 5-6 years into practice, and I had already studied core values. I knew that they were a really important pillar to a healthy practice, but I wasn't really connected to them. I wasn't really clear on how they changed my experience in practice as a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor, or really just as a busy mom in practice trying to get all of the things done. So he started talking to me about his core values, and I saw I am led by example. If I see somebody doing something that I want to learn more about, it helps so much if I try to, it's kind of like I emulate the way that they're moving through the world with that lesson. And I saw the perfect example of core values. And he started talking about how his core values are what everything comes from. All of his big decisions. And this is a guy that's like dripping money, dripping responsibility, dripping success, the kindest person on the planet. Like, you meet people like this and you think, I'm so happy that Grace has been part of his world and he is as successful as he is because he truly enjoys working with the people and leading the people in all of the things. So he was my first experience of core values really coming to life for a busy practice or a busy business person. And I want to talk about that today. Let me first say, I almost forgot to say it, that if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the bell so that you get an announcement every time I go live. And listen, stay connected to me. Follow me on YouTube because I am handing out stuff left and right for the busy wellness practitioner who either wants to not have staff at all or only wants staff who does what they're truly great at doing. So make sure that you hang with me on YouTube. Okay, so let's get into it. How do we create a core values driven practice? How do we put our core values front and center in everything that we do? So the first thing I'm going to say is that you got to take some time to discover what your core values are. And this might sound really easy to do, but it can be a really complicated, really hard process for a lot of people. As I was talking about yesterday, if you didn't get to see yesterday's share, please go find it because it was a good one. I was saying that really in my world, in my experience, all of our stuff is either coming from fear or it's coming from love. So if we have this long list of core values, we can place, is this a fear-based core value or is this a love-based core value? And what I want you to do is I want you to go one notch lower, one notch lower, one notch lower until you're the notch right above fear and love. Because here's what will happen. I'll be like, oh, hey, Sally, my core value is fun. And then Sally might say back to me, well, is it really fun? If love is at the core of that fun, is it more connection? Because when I'm having fun, I'm feeling connected. Is it more authentic expression? Because when I'm having fun, I feel like I'm authentically connecting. Really dive down, go down and down and down until you get to the root of your core value. So this Friday in we have this amazing exclusive group of wellness practitioners, and we're going to literally pen to paper this out so that you guys are so connected to your core values. By the way, if you want to join us, just go to joyfieldpractice.com to grab a seat in that group. joyfieldpractice.com. It costs all of $1 to join us. Okay, so that's number one, discovery of your core values. Number two, commitment to your core values. So what does that mean? That means that when I finally am comfortable with what my core values are, with what I feel is truly an expression of what my values are, truly I've dumbed it down, and I've got to my 6, or I've got to my 8, or I've got to my 4, whatever your list is. Commit them to memory. Be able to roll them off of the tip of your tongue. Put them on, my kid has this fancy thing on his phone where he can, I'm sure we all have it. I just haven't gotten caught up, right? He'll put a note, like a reminder on the home screen of his phone. So if he's trying to do, let's say he's trying to improve his deadlift and he wants his deadlift to be 250, he'll put 250 lb on his phone. So every time he opens up his phone, he can see it. Totally cool, right? So my suggestion is you do things like that with your list. So come up with your core values. There really shouldn't be more than 7, 8, 9, maybe even only 4 if you can nail it all the way down. And put them everywhere. Put them on your computer screen. Put them on your phone screen. Put them on your fridge. Because here's the thing. Let's say that one of my core values, I'm just going to give you a real life example, is freedom. Okay, that's a big one for me. And if I have a goal, I'm just pulling this out of the air, you guys. If I have a goal of letting go of 5 pounds that I no longer want to carry with me, okay, I'm going to put my core values listed out on my fridge. And the one that I'm going to circle is freedom. And every time I open the fridge, I'm going to reconnect to my core value of freedom. And I guarantee you, at least 50% of the time, the decision that I make when I open that door is going to be different. Does that make sense to you guys? So that brings me to number 3. Number 3 is pay attention, and we're going to talk about Sally. I mentioned her earlier. Sally is, I always say to our clients in the Staffless Practice Success System, if you're prepared for Sally, you're golden. Sally is the practice member, the client, the patient, who is always asking for an exception to the rule, who's always pushing your practice policies, who's always pushing the boundaries of your core values. Sally, and I talk about her a lot, so this might be on repeat for you. Sally is the person who comes in 15 minutes late to her appointment and expects to be seen immediately. Sally is the person whose mother-in-law is in town from Colorado and she expects you to give her a free service because her mother-in-law is with her. Sally is the person in your practice who brings her 5 kids in. They're all hungry. 2 of them have dirty diapers and they're running all over your office and they're pulling stuff out of your fridge. They're leaving it everywhere. They take all of the toys, they dump them on the floor, and they leave without cleaning them up. Sally is the person who is always complaining about your office hours and the way that you're doing your things. But she's committed to care. So here's what I say to you. If you're prepared for Sally, if you guys listen really closely, you can hear the puppy snoring. If you're prepared for Sally, you're good. And the way that we prepare for Sally is we stay connected to our core values. So here's an example. If my core value is abundance, okay? And the way that I actualize that core value is I have a very clear connection to my exchange, my financial exchange, my time energy exchange with my practice members. When Sally tries to push that button, because I'm connected to my core values, I'm going to have rehearsed, and I rehearse for Sally, I'm going to have rehearsed, I'm sorry, Sally, that doesn't work for me. Here's our office policy. I'm sorry, Sally, that doesn't work for me. Here's our office policy. Let me give you another example. If I have the fridge one, that's my favorite. If I have the core value of freedom etched in stone, and I go into the fridge and I grab something that is less than optimal for my nutrition picture in that moment, I'm going to feel what that feels like. And you know what? Chances are it's going to feel like crap, okay? Chances are if I say yes to Sally when I really want to be saying no, it's going to feel like crap. But here's the thing. The next time Sally asks me, I've paid attention to that feeling. I've internalized it. I've experienced it, and I've let it go. I've paid attention to opening the fridge and choosing the wrong thing for my body in that moment. I paid attention to it. I experienced it, and I let it go. If I'm paying attention to it, if I'm paying attention to the way that it serves or does not serve my core values, I am good, you guys. I'm going to catapult this stuff forward. And that's what we want. We want to build a practice that we truly love to be in. We want to design a life that we love. We want to design a practice that we love, and we want to live in that joy, right? We want to serve more people, great care. We want to earn more income. We want to work less hours. We want to work with less people who don't get our vision, or with a team of people who really get it, who only do what they're great at doing. And this is where the rubber meets the road. It starts with core values. Okay. Here's the thing. This Thursday at 11 a.m., I am going there. I'm going into a free training with you guys, how to increase your practice by 30% in the next 90 days without wasting time, energy, or money on things that just don't work. We are going there. We are going to get it all out, and I'm going to give you the most common mistakes that we see happen, especially when people want a joy-filled automated experience with their practice. Here's the thing. I didn't learn this stuff when I was getting ready to be a chiropractor. I needed to go into the school of hard knocks, and I needed to learn the lessons. I needed to fall down, I needed to get back up, and I needed to do it again. So I'm giving you my lessons learned and my heartaches and all of the things that I did to make it so that that ouch didn't happen again, all in honor and support of my core values. So join us this Thursday at 11, and you'll see a description in the description of this video, a link to join us. So, okay, here is the deal, you guys. There's never been a better time to be a wellness practitioner ever. People need our care. People are getting it. They're getting that this is the time for them to be proactive with their wellness picture. And it has to start, if I'm out of exchange and I'm out of integrity with my stuff and I'm practicing from that place, everything I touch is going to be off, right? If I'm connected to my core values, if I have a practice statement that I'm proud of, which is the next step with core values, I'm good to go. So follow my lead. I'll take you there. I hope that this was helpful and make today